Hey everyone, and welcome back to the 5 Minutes Learning channel. Today, we're diving into a case study that's a masterclass in modern business strategy. We're not just talking about making a profit, we're talking about building a business that's so deeply connected to society that its success and the community's success become one and the same. Our subject? The global food and beverage giant Nestlé and its revolutionary Creating Shared Value (CSV) strategy. Now you might be thinking, Nestlé? A company known for a few controversies? And you'd be right. But that's precisely what makes this story so powerful. It's a journey from a company under fire to a company that redefined its purpose, turning its biggest challenges into its greatest strengths. This isn't a quick surface-level look. This is a deep-dive video, a professional breakdown of how a massive corporation transformed its entire business model. So grab a coffee, get comfortable, and let's unlock the secrets behind Nestlé's Creating Shared Value strategy. To understand Nestlé's transformation, we first have to understand the world it was operating in. By the late 20th century, the packaged food and beverage industry was facing a perfect storm. On one side, consumer demands were changing. People wanted healthier, more natural products. On the other, pressure was mounting for companies to be more sustainable and responsible. Supply chains were no longer just about efficiency, they were about ethics. For Nestlé, the challenges were particularly intense. Since the 1970s, the company had been at the center of a very public and damaging controversy: its marketing of breast milk substitutes in developing countries. This wasn't just a minor PR issue. It was a global boycott that lasted for decades, staining the company's reputation and directly affecting its bottom line. Paul Bulcke, who would become Nestlé's CEO, knew that the old way of doing business wasn't enough. It wasn't about a simple PR campaign or a single corporate social responsibility initiative. The company had a fundamental problem that needed a fundamental solution. This is where Nestlé's relationship with society needed a total reset. They realized that their business couldn't thrive if the communities they operated in were struggling. They had to go beyond mere compliance with laws and simple acts of charity. They needed a new way of thinking. In 2006, a new chapter began. Nestlé partnered with the Foundation Strategy Group, a consulting firm co-founded by Harvard professor Michael Porter, the same man who helped pioneer the Creating Shared Value (CSV) concept. This wasn't just a new strategy, it was a new philosophy. So what is it? Put simply, creating shared value means generating economic value in a way that also creates value for society by addressing its needs and challenges. It's not a charity, and it's not a side project. It's a core part of the business model. Think of it this way. Instead of just giving money to a community, you build a factory that creates jobs, uses local resources, and improves the local infrastructure. The company makes a profit, and the community benefits in a meaningful, long-term way. It's a win-win, but a much more integrated and sustainable one. According to the CSV concept, for a company to be truly effective, it must operate on 3 fronts. Reconceive products and markets. This means developing new products and services that directly address societal needs, whether that's healthier food options or affordable, nutritious products for low-income communities. Redefine productivity in the value chain. This involves using resources more efficiently throughout the entire process, from sourcing to production. When you improve your efficiency, you often reduce your environmental impact and your costs, which is a benefit for both the business and society. Enable local cluster development. This is about improving the conditions of the communities where a business operates. By investing in local infrastructure, skills, and suppliers, a company can create a more robust and productive ecosystem for everyone. This wasn't just a fancy report, it was the blueprint for Nestlé's transformation. Nestlé chose to focus its energy on 3 specific areas, or pillars, where its business naturally intersected with major societal needs: nutrition, water, and rural development. The idea was to create value where it would have the most significant impact for both the company and the communities it served. Pillar 1. Nutrition. For a food company, nutrition is the most obvious pillar. As CEO Paul Bulcke put it, it's the very reason we exist. For years, Nestlé had been a traditional food manufacturer, but with the CSV strategy, it began its mission to become the global leader in nutrition, health, and wellness. This wasn't just a marketing slogan, it led to tangible action. Renovating products, Nestlé's wellness and nutrition units began a massive overhaul of its product portfolio, reformulating nearly 7,000 products to reduce sugar, salt, and saturated fats. This wasn't just about being good, it was a strategic move to align their products with the growing demand for healthier options, ensuring long-term market growth. Tackling global health challenges. The company launched programs like the Healthy Kids Global program, which reached millions of children in over 50 countries by 2012, teaching them about healthy eating and physical activity. This created a new generation of informed consumers and bolstered Nestlé's reputation as a company that cares. The breast milk controversy. And here's where the old issue met the new strategy head-on. Nestlé voluntarily adopted the World Health Organization's strict marketing code for breast milk substitutes, even in countries where it wasn't legally required. This was a direct, proactive attempt to repair its past and regain trust. As a result, in 2011, Nestlé became the first infant formula company to be included in the FTSE4 Good Responsible Investment Index. Popularly positioned products, PPPs. Recognizing the needs of low-income consumers in emerging markets, Nestlé developed PPPs. These products were designed to be highly nutritious, yet affordable on a daily basis. This wasn't an act of charity, it was a smart business model that unlocked massive new markets. The result? By focusing on nutrition, Nestlé deepened its knowledge base, built consumer trust, and secured a path for long-term profitable growth. Pillar 2. Water is a critical resource for any food and beverage company. 2/3 of the world's fresh water is used in agriculture, and Nestlé knew that its long-term viability depended on sustainable water management. Nestlé's CSV approach to water wasn't just about conserving it in their factories, but about a much bigger, more proactive effort. The water commitment. In 2010, Nestlé made a public commitment to water as a human right and outlined a 5-point plan to improve water stewardship across their entire value chain. Strategic alliances. They became a founding member of the UN Global Compact CEO Water Mandate and the 2030 Water Resources Group, partnering with governments and NGOs to address the global water challenge. By working with these organizations, Nestlé wasn't just a user of water, it became a leader in water management. Setting industry standards. Perhaps most strategically, Nestlé became a public supporter of the new ISO 14046 water footprint standard. By helping to develop this international standard, Nestlé could influence how water use was measured in a way that benefited the entire industry and positioned itself as a thought leader. The payoff was significant. Nestlé was able to reduce operational risks, lower costs, and ensure a long-term supply of raw materials. This effort was recognized externally, earning them the highest score among food producers in the water-related risk section of the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. Pillar 3. Rural development. A company is only as strong as its supply chain. Nestle understood that the well-being of its farmers and suppliers was directly tied to the quality of its products. With over 5 million farmers in its supply chain, Nestle saw an opportunity to create shared value. Farmer Connect program. Through this program, Nestle worked directly with more than 690,000 farmers. This wasn't just about buying their crops, it was about building a partnership. Training and financial assistance. Through programs like the Nescafé Plan and the Cocoa Plan, Nestlé provided training to hundreds of thousands of farmers on things like water efficiency, land conservation, and best agricultural practices. They also provided financial assistance, investing in rural areas to create infrastructure and employment. This assistance wasn't just a gift, it improved the farmers' efficiency and income, which in turn ensured a more secure supply of high-quality raw materials for Nestlé. Responsible sourcing. Nestlé created a supplier code that enforced strict rules on business integrity and sustainable practices. They worked with the Fair Labor Association to ensure good working conditions in their supply chain. By empowering its suppliers, Nestlé didn't just fulfill a social responsibility, it built a more resilient, higher quality and lower cost supply chain. This directly translated into a sustainable competitive advantage. You can have the best strategy in the world, but if you don't implement it correctly, it's just a document. Nestle understood this perfectly. They didn't just launch a few programs, they made CSV a central part of their corporate governance and culture. Top-down commitment. Nestle's CEO and chairman were directly involved in the management and supervision of the CSV strategy. Paul Bulcke himself chaired the Creating Shared Value Alignment Board, ensuring the strategy was integrated across every single business unit. This wasn't a PR stunt, it was a fundamental shift in leadership. External expertise. In 2009, Nestlé created the CSV Advisory Board, bringing in outside experts, including Michael Porter himself, to assess their progress and challenge their thinking. This demonstrated a level of transparency and commitment to continuous improvement that built significant trust with external stakeholders. Reporting and transparency. Since 2006, Nestlé has published an annual Creating Shared Value report. This report didn't just list achievements, it was a transparent document that also discussed challenges, performance metrics, and external recognition. This commitment to public reporting was a powerful tool for building trust and accountability. The Nestlé transformation. All of these efforts culminated in the Nestlé 4x4x4 roadmap, a strategic framework that placed CSV at its very core. The company's competitive advantages, growth drivers, and operational pillars were all built around the concept. It was a clear signal to every employee that creating shared value was not a nice-to-have. It was their basic way of doing business. So, did it work? Was Nestlé's CSV strategy a success? While it's nearly impossible to put a precise dollar amount on the impact of a social strategy, the evidence is clear. Nestlé's transformation directly contributed to its financial performance. The company achieved its Nestlé model, a high level of organic sales growth with a sustainable improvement in profit margins. Beyond the financials, the strategy gave Nestlé a significant long-term competitive advantage. How? Reputation and trust. By proactively addressing its past controversies and leading on issues like nutrition and water, Nestlé earned back trust from consumers and investors. This reputation is a powerful asset that is not easily replicated. Operational efficiency. The focus on water and rural development led to real cost and risk reductions. A more efficient supply chain with happy, well-trained farmers meant lower costs and a more reliable supply of high-quality raw materials. Employee engagement. The purpose-driven strategy also improved employee attraction, motivation, and retention. People want to work for a company that does good, and Nestlé's CSV model gave employees a clear sense of purpose. As Chairman Peter Brabeck-Letmather famously said, "We believe that this long-term view is what distinguishes us from many companies and has been a clear competitive advantage." Nestlé's journey from a company facing a global boycott to a leader in corporate social responsibility is a powerful lesson. It shows us that business and society are not opposing forces. When a company's purpose is deeply aligned with the needs of the community, it can unlock a new level of innovation, growth, and sustainable success. It's the perfect example that a business can, in fact, do well by doing good. And that, my friends, is the power of a good case study. If you enjoyed this deep dive, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and let me know in the comments below. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.